जय जगन्नाथ. शुभ संध्या. गुड इव्हनिंग. नीलाद्रो शंखमध्ये शतदल कमळे रत्नसिंहासनस्थं सर्वालंकारयुक्तं नभघनरुचिरं संयुक्तं चाग्रजेन भद्राय वामभागे रथचरणयुतं ब्रह्मरुद्रेन्द्र वन्द्यं वेदनं सारमेशं सुजन परिवृतं ब्रह्मदारु स्मरामि. परम कारुणिक अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांडर मौडमणि कोटि कोटि ओडियांकर हृदयर आराध्य देवता समग्र विश्व चराचर रसष्टा आनंदचंद परमानंद सचिदानंद अखिल रसघन विग्रह विश्व वेदनार वैद्य देवाधिदेव श्री श्री जगन्नाथंकर चरण कमल रे ई अकिंचनर कोटि कोटि प्रणाम. जय जगन्नाथ. 138 national level live webinar organized by the Rover Ranger unit of Maharishi College of Natural Law. Today, that is on 24th of January 2023. A warm welcome to all of you, all the viewers, and wish you a very happy and prosperous new year once again 2023. Now let's welcome and salute our today's guest speaker, Professor Dr. Netajee Abhinandan ji, the Professor in Political Science, RAVENSHAW University. My request all of you, please, Shabdhan, salute. जैसे थे. I, Dr. Namita Patnaik, being the host and the convener of this webinar, welcome all the dignitaries to this Google board. As all of you know, today the program is very, very interesting because the topic is, the live webinar title is National Unity and Integrity, which is the need of the hour. We know all that national unity and integrity, which is ensuring security of our lives and properties of all the citizens from internal and external attack. If there is national unity and integrity, the resources in different groups, in different ethnic groups, could be jointly exploited and enjoyed. So, though people in a country are divided into by the name of caste, religion, language, culture, but a bond that unites the citizen in the name of the country and brings oneness, that is known as national integrity. So, respected principal, the president of this webinar, Dr. Nalini Prabha Mahapatra ji, esteemed Dr. K.P. Mishra Sir, the Vice President, Bharat Scouts and Guide, and the State Chief Commissioner, Odisha, revered Sir, our Chief Speaker of today's evening, Professor Dr. Netajee Abhinandan ji, the Department of Political Science, RAVENSHAW University, one of the oldest university of Odisha, and all our members, those who are with us since last 2.5 years. And Miss Pratibha Mohapatra, DOC Guide Jharsuguda, the teacher of OPM Girls High School, dear Dibyansu Anshuman, and all my small little kids of and the members of this webinar team, respected media people, friends from other states like Bihar, Jammu and Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Bihar, then Rajasthan, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Kerala. So, all the professors, all the teachers, all the student volunteers from different corners of our country, first of all, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you for being with me since a long period as a family. And I must welcome virtually our guest Dr. Netajee Abhinandan ji, who is currently working as the Assistant Professor of Political Science at RAVENSHAW University. As all of you know, the RAVENSHAW University, which is established in the year 1868, and it is recognized as one of the very prominent heritage institution of Eastern India that celebrated 150 years of glorious existence in this country. He is the founder director of Kalinga Institute of Indo-Pacific Studies, a premier think tank that is engaged in organizing seminars, workshops, conferences that are not only academically relevant but hold significance for policymakers, as well as he served in that capacity since 2017 to 2021. He had done his MPhil and PhD on Chinese foreign policy from Center of East Asian Studies, JNU. He was the recipient of prestigious JNU Memorial Fellowship. Congratulations, sir. Apart from authorities of all these books and all that things, China's adoption to global regimes, dilemma and debates in 2011, he has published numerous articles, chapters in reputed national and international journals, and books on diverse aspects of Chinese Indian foreign policy, Asian security and diplomacy in Indo-Pacific region. He also very frequently writes on contemporary political issues in the local media. He has visited China in pursuit of his doctoral research on China's relations with global regimes and its behavioral practice in multilateral institutions. He has visited the US at the invitation of the US Department of State under the International Visit Leadership Program, and many more. The invitation of the US Department of State under the International Visitor, that is leadership program. He will speak about this thing to us while speaking about the program. Dr. Abhinandan is also the chairman of Odisha first campus radio station, Ravenshaw Radio, and editor of renowned literary quarterly of epistolary literary title Chithi. So he can be reached by his Gmail ID, that is Netajee Abhinandan @gmail.com. So you'll be very glad to listen from him. Uh, may I request Samuel Madam, please? So now I'll request our youngest participant, Dibyansu Padhi. Please start the program. We'll listen from you the sloka. Unmute yourself, dear Dibyansu.
नमस्कार मैम.
Yes, please.
ओम कदाचित काळिंदी तट विपिन संगीत करबो मुदा नारी मदन कमला स्वाद मधुपः रमा शंभ्रु ब्रह्मा मरपति गणेशार्चित पदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे भुजे सभ्ये वेणु शिरसि शिखिपिञ्छं कटितटे दुकूलं नेत्रान्ते सहचर कटाक्षं विदधते सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावन वसति लीला परिचयो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे माम्बोधे स्थिरे कनकरुचिरे नीलशिखरे वसन् प्रासादन्त सहज बलभद्रेण बलिना सुभद्रा मध्यस्थ सकल सुरसे बाब शरदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे.
Thank you very much.
Ma'am,
Sure.
ma'am, also I'm going to repeat some slogans, so some 5 slogans of the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose.
Okay,
The
okay,
first
okay.
slogan is "Give me blood, I will give you freedom." Second slogan is "Freedom is not given, it is taken." Third is "No real change in history has ever been achieved by discussions." Fourth is "The secret of political bargaining is to look more strong than what you really are." 5. Losses its half interest if there is no struggle, if there is no risk to be taken. Thank you. That is all for today. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Now it's time. Uh, I have my exalted pleasure to introduce the great social activist, great professor, a literary person, a renowned social worker, and he glorified not only himself by the youth community through his thoughts, words, and deeds, but he always stand as a support and a backbone for all the volunteers, youth, for this dedicated work that is to bring a social change, irrespective of caste, creed, and relation. So he is none other than our professor Netaji Abhinandanji. I'll be glad to introduce another important part of his life, his father, who is very well known as Professor Bisharanjan. I am very happy to get such a great personality and just father like son and son like father, definitely. So, all of you might be knowing Professor Bisharanjan ji. He was the principal of Autonomous BJP College and he's a very good speaker, very good speaker. So, I have not getting time to interact with him through this online program. We can invite him. But fortunately, I got Professor Abhinandanji, for which I express my gratitude to you, sir, for being with us. Thank you, sir. Now, it's time to listen from him about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. As you all know, we are celebrating today the 126th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And you will be glad to note also one of the very, very important letter which he has been written while he was resigned from the administrative officer, Indian administrative officer. I have given you on that certificate so that it will be with you forever. So now over to Professor Abhinandanji. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Very good evening. Namaskar, esteemed Principal Dr. Mahapatra, esteemed Kali Babu, Dr. Namita Patnaik, teachers, faculty members, and friends of Maharishi College of Natural Law, and all the young friends, youngest being Divyansu. I am extremely grateful to Dr. Patnaik for this kind invitation, for this wonderful opportunity to share my ideas with you regarding Netaji and his political philosophy. And the topic is also mentioned here: national unity and integrity is the need of the hour. I'll not speak much, just 15-20 minutes, because I know the span of attention of a student being a teacher. And also my throat is not in the best of the health condition. So I'll speak less and I'll invite questions which I would be answering to the best of my ability.
Yes, sir.
When Dr. Patnaik introduced the topic about this national unity and integrity, I was just reminded of Winston Churchill's statement. Churchill had predicted while departing India that India will collapse into many small states in a span of 1 year. So because India was never a nation, India is not a nation, India will never be a nation. That was his famous prediction. And let me tell you, my friends, today we are here. We have not only survived as a nation, but we are marching ahead to be one of the biggest powers in this world. Now we have replaced Great Britain as the fifth largest economy. And now India is one of the very prominent members of the big power league. And you all must be knowing that India has assumed the presidency of G20 countries. So Churchill's prediction was not proven correct, and we survived. Not only survived as a nation, but emerged as one of the most powerful voices in this world. So India is not a nation, but India is a nation of multiple nations. It is Mahabharatiyata that has kept us together as a single nation, despite having so many religions, so many languages, so many ethnicities, so many colors, so many creeds, so many lifestyles. We have remained as a single entity of people because of our inherent philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It was not merely a slogan, my friends, it was a life philosophy that the whole world is one. As Dr. Patnaik was saying that he has been continuing as part of this family of yours. Now, we see this world as a family. We do not distinguish between people on any basis. So let us come to Netaji. Being the namesake, I can never say no to an invitation to speak on Netaji. And we just celebrated yesterday his 126th birth anniversary. Here, I must tell you that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose is perhaps the only person in this world whose birth anniversary we celebrate, but nobody knows his death anniversary. He's the only person, because a Netaji can never die. Netaji's philosophy can never die. Netaji's idealism can never die. Netaji's patriotism can never die. Netaji is still living. Netaji lives and will live forever. So there are not many Indian heroes whose lives have been as dramatic and as adventurous as that of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And if you see that she was talking about his resignation from the Indian civil service, joining the freedom movement, being exiled from the country for 7 years. He was languishing in one of the prisons of Mandale, Burma, one of the worst kind of prison cells, and throwing a challenge to Gandhi on the issue of the methodology of freedom struggle, defeating Gandhi, in fact, taking up an extremist position against the British Raj. And not only that, escaping from the sharp eyes of British intelligence network to travel to Europe and then to Southeast Asia, forming 2 governments and raising 2 armies and then disappearing into the unknown. And all this happened in a span of just 2 decades. Netaji remains an enigma who can never be comprehended totally or comprehensively. But let us not get into Netaji's those years when he went to Germany, went to France, Italy, then came back to Southeast Asia to form a government. Let us look at Netaji's philosophy, political philosophy. If you see that Netaji occupied a very unique position in the political scene of pre-independent India because of his distinctive political methods and strategic thinking. Ever since he appeared on the political scene of India, his courage, his conviction, his personality, his patriotism, and sacrifice made him an icon for the people. The young people were mad about Netaji, especially the youth of the country. Though he believed in the collective leadership of the Congress to lead the masses towards the goal of national emancipation, he refused to adopt the Gandhian line of political movement based on constructive program or ideology of non-violence. Subhas Bose was very keen to wage a structured and consistent anti-imperialist struggle against the British to win Swaraj or complete freedom. My friends, we must not forget that it was Netaji who provided an alternative ideological platform to the people in their quest for freedom and democracy, and also outlined a broad vision for independent India with specific plans and programs. He has a plan for workers, peasants, industrialists, youth, and women. And if you see, if you go through his speeches, if you go through his letters, if you go through his writings, he had presented a definitive roadmap for India's political, social, economic, cultural development that would cater to the interest of all sections of the society. Here, I must emphasize, he was not only a soldier in the freedom struggle, but a true statesman having a vision for a modern India based on highest human ideals, values, and scientific outlook. Here, you must all remember, my friends, that it was Netaji who established the first government of Azad Hind. It was the first government of independent India. So we can very well call him the first Prime Minister of Azad India. And it was not only that, if you look at his programs, I'll come to that later in 5-10 minutes. He had created the army regiment. He had one regiment dedicated to women at that point of time, 1940s. Just imagine. He had initiated postal system. He had initiated banking system. He had uh, initiated the postal stamp, everything, the emblem, the flag, the anthem, everything was meticulously planned that what would be the contours of a new India, what would be the features of a modern nation called India. So starting from army to and he had given regiments name after Gandhi and Nehru, who were his opponents. And many people must not be knowing that it was Netaji who had called Gandhi the father of the nation in one of his radio addresses. Many people see Netaji as an opponent of Gandhi. Let me tell you, Netaji had highest admiration and respect for Gandhi as a political leader or as the father of the nation, though he was not totally comfortable with his style of functioning or his ideological paradigms. Okay, so he was a modern visionary. If you see that during the early years of his political activism, Subhash started as a Gandhian. How to win independence through non-violent, non-cooperation movement. But here I must tell you, he was not a blind supporter of Gandhi like other leaders of the Congress. In fact, Subhas emerged as one of the staunchest critics of Gandhi's leadership style and his methods. And he presented an alternative model of struggle. At the Calcutta Congress of December 1928, Subhash for the first time challenged Gandhi's leadership on the future goal of the Congress. He moved an amendment against the resolution of Gandhi. And he said this Congress adheres to the decision of the Madras Congress declaring complete independence to be the goal of the Indian people, and is of the opinion that there can be no true freedom till the British connection is severed. Here I must remind my friends that Gandhi had given a call that give me 1 year in 1920. Give me 1 year, I'll give you Swaraj. Non-cooperation movement was launched 1920. It was going on excellently. People were responding very enthusiastically to Gandhi's call for non-cooperation. But all of a sudden, Gandhi stopped that movement. When we are going well on the track to achieve our goal, Gandhi stopped. And Gandhi had done this time and again. Time and again. So that is what I just wanted to emphasize. So in 1928, Subhash made it clear in Calcutta Congress that our goal must be complete independence. So this amendment in a way was a turning point in Netaji's political career because it marked his open disagreement with Congress functioning under leadership of Gandhi. Netaji was very keen that Congress must declare complete independence as the goal of the nation. And Congress must work relentlessly till the goal was fulfilled. And he was in fact a great supporter of the extremist school of thought, such as Sri Aurobindo, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and he had no faith in the British sense of justice. Like Gandhi was believing, yes, if we pray, then British will give us freedom. As Dipyansu said, one of the slogans, that freedom is not given, freedom is taken. So Netaji was the person who, along with Nehru, in the beginning, Nehru was with Netaji. He had mobilized congressmen advocating for a more aggressive posture vis-a-vis the British, much to the discomfort of Gandhi. And finally, Joe Gandhi had to succumb to the pressures put by Nehru and Subhash, and a date was fixed to be celebrated as Independence Day. 26 January 1930 was fixed to be celebrated at Independence Day across India after the Lahore session of Congress in 1929. And here also Netaji had moved a resolution saying that Congress should aim at setting up a parallel government in the country, and to that end should take the task of organizing the workers, peasant, and youth. So, as you know, that Gandhi was forced to launch the civil disobedience movement against the salt law, which started in 1930. Subhash wholeheartedly welcomed Gandhi's satyagraha. So Subhash was a supporter when Gandhi used to take correct decisions. But after that, you see that the civil disobedience movement didn't achieve anything. Gandhi went to attend the this roundtable conference, but nothing was achieved. He returned empty-handed. That in fact made many people of India totally disenchanted with the style of functioning of Congress. So at that point of time, Subhash said we must have a radical program to organize some kind of an active non-cooperation of Indian people that would include the workers and peasants to enforce complete boycott of the Britishers, including the stoppage of supply of food and all other essential commodities to them. If we do not give them food, if we do not give them anything, how will they survive? So Subhash in the 1930s political scene played a very important, crucial, and critical role in mobilizing the opinion of the masses And here I must tell you, because you all are learned, intelligent friends, that in the beginning of October 1932, uh, Subhas wrote a document called Task Ahead. He strongly criticized Gandhian methods of dealing with the British. And he said the latest action of Mahatma Gandhi in suspending the civil disobedience movement is a confession of failure as far as the present method of Congress is concerned. We are clearly of the opinion that as a political leader, Mahatma Gandhi has failed. So he was totally certain of the fact that unless we change the style of our struggle or methodology of our struggle, we won't achieve independence. And he felt that this repeated adjournment, every time you see that, uh, whether you would agree or not, anytime you'd see that you were nearing the goal, Gandhi would stop. Whenever we are moving towards achieving what we were aiming, Gandhi would stop. So Subhash Bose was very much against this repeated adjournment of the struggle. He believed that we need a sustained campaign. And finally, as you know, that he became the president of the Congress in 1938 in Haripura session, and he tried to initiate a nationwide struggle against the British with the clear time frame to achieve the goal of independence. As the president, he outlined the methods to be pursued by the Congress for the attainment of independence. And he said, I believe more than ever that the method should be satyagraha, or non-violent non-cooperation in the widest sense of the term, including civil disobedience. It would not be correct to call our method passive resistance. Satyagraha, as I understand, is not merely passive resistance, but active resistance. Activity must be of non-violent character. Here, you just try to understand, he was not against Satyagraha, but he believed that this resistance should not be passive. It should be active resistance. We should be totally united in our opposition to the British. No dilly-dallying, no ad hoc method. So that was Subhash's goal, if you see, that we must work towards complete independence. If you see that in 1939, when Subhash sought re-election as the president of Congress, Gandhi vehemently opposed his candidature and fielded Pattabi Sitaramaya. Subhash defeated Sitaramaya decisively, following which Gandhi issued a statement that Pattabi Sitaramaya's defeat is my defeat. Just try to understand, my friends. Congress was a democratic organization, but it was totally being controlled most autocratically by Gandhi. Why did Gandhi accept Netaji as the president of Indian National Congress, who was democratically elected by the largest number of Congress delegates? So, I'm just posing a question for all of you to ponder over. You see that Gandhi, in that sense, was very autocratic in his style of functioning. Gandhi was not a Democrat. If he would have been a Democrat, he would have allowed Netaji to function as the Congress president because the mandate was with him. He had owned the mandate of the largest number of Congress representative or delegates across the country. But Gandhi was not ready to accept Netaji as his leader. And so he said, Pattabi's defeat is my defeat. So finally, as you know, that Subhash Bose had to resign as Congress president because Subhash Bose was of the opinion that there must be an all-out radical this struggle instead of this haphazard ad hoc uh, programs of passive resistance. And he was expelled from Congress. My friends, here you must remember that Netaji was expelled from Congress, one of the tallest leaders. So it was all power politics. It was not. It was not that simple a game. It was power politics. Who would control the organization? Whose REIT will run large? So he was expelled, uh, and you see that finally Subhas came out of Congress and he started having his own program for country's independence. And if you see that, and he organized a conference, uh, an anti-compromise conference. You may be knowing about this or not, that there is a all India anti-compromise conference held at Ramgarh of Bihar on 19th March 1940. In this conference, Subhash Bose scathingly criticized Gandhi and the Congress High Command for their vacillating positions and the incoherent strategy. In his address, he called upon the countrymen for launching an uncompromising and ceaseless war against imperialism, for removing the Britishers from the soil of India. And the resolution passed at this conference declared, once this struggle begins, there should be no rest, no break, nor should be there any sidetracking of the struggle. Because you must be knowing that Netaji was very much impressed or influenced by the personality of Vivekananda. Utistata Jagrata Prapya Vararnibodhata Charaivati Charaivati. So we must not rest till we achieve our goal. So remember, my friends, the Ramgarh conference was a landmark in the history of freedom struggle of India. Netaji's call to all the unite and fight gave a kind of a boost to all the Indians. So for Netaji, freedom meant all-round freedom for the individual as well as for the society. Freedom for the rich as well as for the poor. Freedom for men as well as for women. Freedom for all individuals, freedom for all classes. He believed that Swaraj could not be achieved by mere achievement of political independence from British rule, but there should be a new order which would be based on justice and truth, a regime in which every Indian will get his birthright. So he said, our aim is this, that in a free India, every Indian, you have kept this topic unity and integrity. That was Netaji's vision, that every Indian, whatever his religion or language, must have the same right. Everyone who calls himself an Indian and who lives in India must have equal facilities of food, clothing, and education. We seek to realize a India with an administration which will provide this. All obstacles which lie on the path of realizing the same will have to be removed. It is only natural that if we want to give due measure to one and all, we cannot allow a few rich people to have more than their due measure. So, an India where everyone will have equal opportunity, where everyone will have equal rights. And that is why, to achieve this goal, it has tremendous importance to education in free India. And he was a firm believer in the Swaraj for the masses. He advocated elementary education for all. Hmm. So you see that this was all his vision of a India. Uh, if you see that, you all must be knowing that he proclaimed a Azad Hind government on the historic day of 21st October 1943. And there he declared it guarantees religious liberty as well as equal rights and equal opportunity to all its citizens. It declares its firm resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and all of its parts, treating all the children of the nation equally and transcending all the differences. Netaji never rejected an idea or ideology. He accepted non-violence of Gandhi, but did not altogether reject violence as a strategy. He was a great admirer of Indian culture and heritage, but at the same time, he was a modernist who welcomed Western science and technology. Unlike Gandhi, Gandhi said, no, 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 no science, no technology. He was a champion of scientific industrialization in India, but also supported the promotion of small and cottage industries. So Netaji was a visionary. He was a modernist. He wanted to have a new India for all the Indians. All along his political life, he was supremely concerned about only one goal, without bothering about the kinds of criticism that were leveled against him. Liberation of his countrymen from the scourge of poverty and privation. So Netaji's contribution to the socio-political philosophy of India has largely been overlooked or underemphasized. But if we revisit his ideas, we can get answers to many problems India encounters today. Let me tell you, he was a true revolutionary. He was a true visionary. He was a true Indian. Jai Hind. Thank you for the opportunity to listen to me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. A very, very light presentation and spread over the entire lifestyle of Subhash Chandra Bose ji. And we are really enlightened. Now it's time, Bidedhar sir, all our adults, all our advocates, those who are present over here, you can interact with sir and take some 5 to 10 minutes. Then we'll wind up because sir was not feeling good, and we are aware about all the facts. Whatever he has told you, he is a Netaji was a modernist. Simultaneously, he is a visionary. He is a champion of all scientific things. At the same time, he likes the Indian culture, or old culture, heritage, and all that thing. So, what is the social and political views you have already revisited? But what is your question on your mind? What question exactly you have? You can put and clarify your doubts if you want to so, and then we'll wind up. Yes, please. Bidadhar sir, do you have any question? Yes, we have a friend from Bihar. Sonu Bhaiya, are you there? The journalist from Bihar. Osama ji, Dr. Osama ji. I have a question, sir. Rasmi, can you please stop it? Rashmi, Rashmi, yeah. So he has established the Azad Hind Force, that is the Indian National Army. So actually, it leads to patriotism in the heart of every Indian, both inside the country, outside the country. But what is the main idea behind this? It is the army which act according to and Netaji. But I feel, is there any What exactly? Mahatma, why he denied some of the opinions of Mahatma Ji? It was discussed many times that accept, he didn't agree few points. It may happens, but why? Why, sir?
Okay, two important questions I'll answer briefly. You see that every country has to protect its territorial integrity. For that, you need army. And army, when you see that army is not only about the physical power of the country. It is also about a sense of discipline. You see that he was the only person who created an total army regiment for the women. And you must be knowing that while he was studying in the Scottish Church College in Calcutta, he had admitted himself into join a force called Indian Defence Force, and he was very much interested to learn the discipline and the orderly life of a soldier. Uh, uh, and he wanted to be a soldier all along since his child. So you see that eh, he believed that if India could create its own army and put pressure on the Britishers with the help of the Japanese or the Germans or the Italians or other countries of Southeast Asia, then it would make the Britishers exit from India a bit faster. You see that many people say that it was the Gandhiji's non-violent struggle that gave us freedom. It is totally wrong. If it was the statement of Clement Attlee, who had come to attend one of the dinners in one of the clubs in India up so many years after India's independence, and he said to one of the journalists, "Don't believe that we went out of India because of Gandhi or his non-violent struggle. We went out of India because of Azad Hind Fauj and the pressures that was being created by Netaji's army." So when you are saying it was a non-violent struggle that gave us freedom, so what about Bhagat Singh? What about Sukhbir? What about Rajguru? What about Chandrasekhar Azad? What about Rendo Machi? What about Surendra Sai? So we have a tendency to sweep all the contributions of all these people and just look at Congress, Gandhi, Nehru. No.
No.
So you see that there was another side of the struggle, the Gaddar party in Canada, the Udham Singh,
Udham Singh.
Punjabi struggle. And second, as I said, that Netaji had highest respect for Gandhi as a person or as a leader, but Netaji was not at all happy the way Gandhi was leading the Congress or leading the country, because every time, how many years Gandhi took? He returned to India in 1915. 1915 to 1947, 32 years. Can
Yeah.
you call it a struggle which takes 32 years to succeed?
First.
So every time we are nearing our goal, Gandhi used to stop.
Yes.
And there was no clear vision. Gandhi never said complete independence.
Yeah.
It was Netaji and Nehru who put pressure on him to declare independence and goal.
Yeah.
So there are many accounts. I can go on about Gandhi's follies, but there is no time. We can discuss it some
Yeah.
other day. Okay.
We can have this on 30th. That is on the assassination day. I mean, the death anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. On that day, we can have a elaboration of these views, because many of us we are having that views that Mahatma Gandhi, due to non-violence, we have got. But why is a lingering process? And what are the contribution of other political leaders? They accepted Mahatma Gandhi or no? They have not. So there are many questions, and it is a debatable topic also. So thank you, sir, for being with us. And it's really very nice topic. And all of us, maybe we are online, and but we enjoyed and we have learned many things, sir. Probably I learned a much of debate about Mahatma Gandhi and Netaji. But we should be very bold about our decision, and always we will be non-violent. Nothing will happen. Sometimes we have to bold, we have to face all the struggles. So I think at that time also there are some open talk between these two people and many more, like Sardar Patel and Lal Bahadur Shastri, all those people. So however, they are our elders who has given a lot of time for bringing freedom, and we should pay respect to their views and their uh, long period of time. They may be involved themselves in the process, but finally they achieve the goal. But the thing is that few opinions came about, and we will discuss it in later on. So thank you, sir, very much. And we hope all my friends on this online could have some
Yes,
knowledge
ma'am.
about this. So
Yes,
this
ma'am.
is a small memento to Professor Netaji Abhinandan ji,
Thank you
has
so
given
much.
us
Thank you.
a valuable
It-
time.
Thank you. It is
And
wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you.
wonderful, sir, to be
Thank
with you on this online. And sometime we'll have you on offline
you.
in our college program, sir.
Definitely.
And
Thank you.
now, Anshuman, are you there, please? Anshuman, we can conclude with Shantipat. Anybody is there, or I will continue? Okay. So,
Madam, please continue.
okay. I want to also present one certificate to Dibyansu for attend this program. Uh, and this certificate is for all of us. Everybody will
Thank
get
you,
it.
ma'am.
And here
Thank
you
you.
see the letter, which has been, it is a memento for all of you. I got a
Thank you
letter.
very much.
Today I got this letter, and I thought that this should be with all of us. And what is the right things you will go through it.
Yeah,
Sure,
ma'am.
thank you very much. May I request Abhinandan sir to present this certificate virtually to the Bensu party.
Ma'am, can
Dibyansu,
I say this something?
Thank you,
Dibyansu.
sir.
Dibyansu, you made the recitation so very wonderfully. I'm really glad, and I'm really very happy to hand you over this certificate of appreciation.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sure. May I
Ma'am,
request?
can I?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am,
Yeah, yeah. बोलो, 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 कुछ बोल रही हो,
ma'am,
बोलो.
ma'am, can I recite Santi Bhat?
Yes, of course. Please do. Unmute your video
Oh,
and Harindra sir. Please unmute your video. Chandan, do you want to have
yes, ma'am.
something? Okay, okay. You just unmute your video and introduce yourself.
Uh, the Om Neelachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Myself, Chandan Naik from Puri Sadasiv campus. I am doing in research scholar in Sarvasan Sanskrit Sarvasan department. Now I am reciting Santipat. Om Gyahu Shanti Pramtavisham Santi Prithvi Santi Rapa Shanti Oshadhaya Santi Vanaspataya Santi Santi Reva Santi Sama Santi Redhi Om Santi Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyanto Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Om Santi Hari Om.
Thank you. Thank you, Chandan. once again, on behalf of Maharishi College of Natural Law and on behalf of Rover Ranger Unit of Maharishi College and all the state officials, I extend my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to our speaker, Professor Abhinandan ji, and all the adults present over here, and all my dear students present over here for giving and sparing your valuable times and joining the seminar and encouraging us with your virtual presence. Thanks once again, and I pray to Lord Jagannath to bless Abhinandan ji very healthy, happy year together. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now I'm going to stop the recording.
Pranam sir, pranam.